This is an uncensored podcast about sex, sexuality, gender, and body stuff. Listener discretion is advised. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the person or persons sharing them. Some names have been changed to protect the anonymity of its participants. Hello, my friends. It's Drew Michael, and I am recording in the bedroom. I feel like I haven't been at this desk recording in a while. The last week we were out in the world. I can't think of words right now. This isn't a bedroom, it's a pod loft. And we're not out in the world. We are on site. What is the fucking term? Out in the field. There you go. Do you guys hear that? It sounds like an insect is getting electrocuted. I think that's a cicada. Or like a locust. Or like one of these summer insects that as a kid I used to hear doing that and think like, I used to think it was like the power wires. It sounds electrical, doesn't it? I used to think like it was something unnatural, but it's apparently natural. That's what city kids think when they hear natural things. They think, well, that sounds unnatural. So is that okay? Are we going to be okay with that noise in the background? I think so. This is a shorty. It's a little Quickisode. Nature sounds are healing. They are good for you. They are therapeutic. If I could talk more, well, I guess my voice is kind of relaxing sounding, even when I talk weird. So obviously everyone's buttholes just loosened up. Like, this is good. We're good. Don't worry about it. Don't be upset. Don't be the woman in my yoga class who can't handle this other woman in my yoga class who keeps coughing, and she like has a chronic cough and she can't control it. And the first woman is like hating her and wanting me to, I don't know, kick her out of class for coughing. And I'm just like, that's not something I'm gonna do. That's not something that anyone should do. You should leave if you're upset, right? You need to find, I told that woman the other day, I was like, you need to find peace in your heart, sweetie. And she looked at me like she wanted to rip my heart out of my chest and eat it. And I was like, well, okay, that's great. So what's up, guys? How are you? Welcome to Make Sex With Me, a podcast where we don't know what the fuck we're doing, but we're going to keep doing it anyway, you know, because it's fun. It gives us life. It is just what we were supposed to do. We were supposed to do it, and it doesn't matter if we make any money ever. It doesn't matter if if anybody ever listens. We're just going to keep talking into the air, and it'll be great. So what's new with me, you might ask? Well, last week I announced that I had just gone through my third round interview for a job in Detroit. I still don't know. They're supposed to tell me by tomorrow, I guess, if I heard them right. For some reason, at the end of all of these interviews, my brain just goes like, And I, like, the first time we did an interview, I just remember her saying, we would like to, move you on to the next round. And then after that second round interview, I was when we were done interviewing, I was just so, like, I don't know, like, nervous or into it, or I was somewhere else. I wasn't into it. I was out of it. That's what it is. And she said, like, the things, and I said, oh my gosh, and I don't remember a thing she said. So that was great. And then, fortunately, I was invited to do a third round interview, and so that happened last week. And I told myself, listen up, like, really, really listen at the end, because, like, she's going to tell you important information, and you need to know, like, for instance, like, when they want you to start, if they want you to start, and, like, shit like that. And so I listened, I listened, I listened. I'm pretty sure she said, we will let you know. We're going to try to let you know by the end of next week. And that's what I think she said. So that's cool. So tomorrow it is. But, like, today I was, like, super nervous to, like, check my email. I was like, oh my gosh. And I have this thought in my head of, like, I'm going to be so upset if I don't get the job that, like, if I like, wake up and see the email and read it, then the rest of my day is going to suck, and I'm going to have to, like, go on about my day, and, like, how am I going to find the strength, which is it's just an irrational thought that I have, because I've been through a lot and I can handle anything. I'm fucking awesome. So there's that. Um, but everything is up in the air, and it's very fun. It's very fun. It's even up in the air if I get the job. Like, I think I've explained that too. Like, I'm going to be moving to Michigan, and I have no money, and it's like I can't afford to not take this job, but I, like, can't afford to take this job. So I'm going to have to, like, figure shit out. Um, but I'm so excited about the idea of figuring shit out if I do get it. And the idea of figuring shit out if I don't get it is, like, just what I've been doing forever already. So I'm just like, ugh, I'd really rather have to figure out how to do life if I get the job, right? Because in that scenario, there's, like, newness, there's freshness, there's possibility, there's change, there's more money, and that's what I've been working towards this whole time. Like, for instance, I lost my health insurance. I couldn't afford my health insurance. So I really need a job, guys. It's, like, really bad. Anyway, what are we talking about today? Today, the theme is things that I've been getting offered in my email and in my suggested marketing when I'm, like, on social media. And then other things that I looked into because of the things that were suggested to me on the internet. Okay. So let's start with this. Oh, and also, if you want, you can rate, review, and subscribe. Please do. Please give us 5 stars. That would help immensely. Please write in to makesexwithmepodcast@gmail.com if you would like to let me know some stuff. And I would like that so. Okay. Let's see. Let's start off by talking about how somehow I don't want to call it the algorithm, because, I mean, I guess there's an algorithm in, like, most things now, but, like, I just feel like someone somewhere thought, maybe because I live in a retirement village, or maybe because, and I say that, but it's an actual town where lots of different kinds of people live, but, like, it's mostly people that are retired. So maybe somewhere, somehow, something happened and they thought, oh, Drew Michael is an 85-year-old person. I don't understand. But I get emails like this. Insurance scoop? This one isn't it, but there was, like, an insurance thing for, like I get emails, like, and stuff in the mail for, like, planning my retirement. I get things for, like, having insurance to cover the cost of my funeral. Does everybody get these? It's like, what? The really weird one, let me see if I can find it. Can seniors get life insurance? I don't know. I don't care. Why are you telling me? There's more. There's more. There's definitely one that I got recently that was like, oh my God. Like, this is not something I'm going to need until I'm like literally like 85. And I'm very far from 85. I don't know if you guys understand that. I'm not even 40. I'm so far from 40, kind of. And I just need this to end. I don't know if I can find another one. I told myself to save it so I could read it to you guys. It was something to do, like, let's think of what are things having to do with, like, old people. Like, do you need extra money for diapers? Or, like, it wasn't that, but it was like, yeah, fuck me. Okay, whatever. So I'm getting things like that. Okay, now let's move on to the more exciting things that I received. So I was on, it was either Instagram Reels or it was like YouTube or just, whatever the fuck. And I was like at my friend's house and I started getting suggestions for items on Amazon that I should look into. And what's funny is that they weren't Timu or Temu, and everything is fucking Temu. So it was like, okay, like, yeah, I don't like Temu. I don't shop Temu because they're fucking data mining, and that's like the only old person thing I'll say today. Okay, shut up. So I get this what is this 4.5 stars item that I should consider shopping for on Amazon in an ad, and it looks like it's like a long black. It looks like a baseball bat, but it's like on one end there's like a little ball, and then the other end just kind of tapers off. It's wide on one end, skinny, and then there's a ball. Okay, and I said, "What the fuck is this?" to my friends the other night at their house, and my one friend was like, "Why? What? Do you need a toothbrush?" And I was like, "This isn't a toothbrush, Josh." And I was like showing him, and he's like, "Oh, oh, oh." And I was like, "This looks like a dildo butt plug," and I'm not like shopping for sex toys all the time. I don't like search for them. I think like probably once every 6 months I get to a place where I'm like, you should look into getting something exciting to spice up your life. And I don't end up getting it even then. I just look for it, and it's like so infrequent that I feel like it shouldn't be in the algorithm. So anyway, I click on this thing, and it's not what you think. It's not a sex toy. It doesn't vibrate. It's like a weighted club, and they have different weights, and it's for like just like you swing it around and do different like combinations of swinging it around with your arms, and it like strengthens your wrists and your elbows and your shoulders and all your arm muscles. That's what it is. I also don't shop for athletic shit because everything I need is at the gym. I'm not like trying to work out at home. I don't have that fucking discipline. I almost said fortitude. Would that have worked there? Maybe. Let's look it up. So that happened. And I thought, well, that's funny that they're suggesting things to me. I already thought, just seeing this one thing, I thought they're suggesting things to me that I might buy that look like sex toys, but that in reality really aren't. And if you got this thing, I mean, if you could fit it inside yourself, that'd be impressive. I can't fit the ball end or the wide end. Anyway, the next thing that I found says brand. It says Tois brand, and it's like it looks like a little rocket ship, and it has a little tube, and it's you squeeze the rocket ship, the bulb of the rocket ship, and then air shoots out the tube. And I'm thinking, this is an enema bulb. This is for squeezing saline liquid into your butthole to clean your ass out for sex. and I show this to my friend. This is like a different time entirely. I'm still with friends somehow. It makes it sound like I have a lot of friends. I don't. But it's like a different night I see this one. And I say, oh my God, look at this fucking thing. And they're like, whoa, whoa, I think this was the night of the fucking debate that Kamala Harris fucking won, bitch. Okay. She was a boss bitch. So anyway, I'm like, what the fuck is up with the algorithm? It's wanting me to, um, yeah, it says, oh, maybe these were on the same night. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Anyway, what is it that it's wanting me to see all this like sexy shit? And I thought like this is sexy shit. This has to be an enema bulb. And I go to the Amazon page and it says Rocket Air Blaster Large Red. Air Blaster. And I said to my friends, I was like, what the fuck is an air blaster? And my one friend was like, oh, that's simple. That's like a thing you squeeze and it blows out air and it like helps you like blow dust off of your keyboard and shit. And I was like, what? So now I'm thinking, there's no way. There's no way that's not an enema bulb. And I'm thinking like, let's actually look that up. Rocket Air Blaster Large Red. I'm thinking like there must be things that people want to buy, but they don't want to have them be called like what they're going to use them for. So that's what I'm thinking. Oh, here it is. It's still in my thing. Rocket Air Blaster. Is there a description? They have all different sizes. Soft tip silicone super air blower. What the fuck? Okay, is there some kind of a description? Overall, 7.5 inches long with a 2.5 inch nozzle. Produces a large blast of clean directional air. Instant rebound of bulb pressure. One-way valve brings clean air and does not redistribute the dust. Made of high-grade, long-life silicone rubber. And it shows a picture of someone squeezing it and like using it to remove dust from their keyboard. So I think when people have like things that they're using for other things, like they don't want people to know what they're buying it for, so they just call it something else. I think that's like when it's illegal. Like if they're going to use something to smoke pot, but it's like they say it's for smoking oregano or like tobacco or something, right? Let's see. There's a 5-star review from Nathan. It says, the classic Rocket Air Blaster works as you would expect. Well, does it? Perfectly gets dust out of cameras on the pricier side. There are cheaper alternatives. All right. So Nathan is using it as it says it's intended. I just don't understand. How could an enema bulb produce that powerful of a jet of air that it would clean out your shit? And also, why wouldn't you just blow with your mouth on your shit? That's what I do. That's what everyone fucking does. All right, so there's that. So then I started thinking, we need to look into some weird sex toys that, we might get into. And so I found some Reddit stuff. What does this say? Oh, this person is a person who posted on a Reddit thread called Sex Toys, and their name is One Investigator 2236. I am stucked, it says, with an ED, but I'm going to read it as it should have been written. I am stuck in a loop about buying a butt plug. For months, I have been thinking about buying a butt plug. It started when I was watching some porn with a girl wearing it. I tried to play with my asshole a little and I liked it. Anytime I am horny, I want the butt plug, but when I am not horny, I feel like I am fine without it. I already found one that has an affordable price. I think mostly I feel bad about using my money It would be nice to hear some wisdom from all of you. Thank you. And then someone named X Pussy Consumer X says, I'm exactly like you. The trick is to buy them when you are horny and let your post nut self deal with it afterwards. That's how I do it. Um, and someone else, oh, that same person said, sadly, the shipping takes longer than my horniness. That's why I will buy it when I am not horny so I can have it at hand in case I get horny. Yeah, but you probably get horny a lot. You probably get horny all the time. Um, I don't know what the research is on this, but I know it has been researched that people will do things, they will spend money, they will make decisions, and there's actually like a disorder that you can have where you make really bad decisions when you're sexually aroused. Um, Obviously, not everyone who makes bad decisions when they're sexually aroused has this disorder, but it is a common thing. And I think the reason is because when we're in those states of arousal, we're getting certain kinds of chemicals in our brain, and it makes us so horny, and they're good chemicals though. We like them. I mean, there's a reason why sex feels good. It's we're getting good chemicals to our all different parts of our body and our brain. Sex is so much more about your central nervous system than people realize. It's not just about your genitals. It's about all of it. Like when you have a really good orgasm, I feel it up and down my spine and into my face and my head. And that's why playing with different parts of your body is really exciting, because you're getting more, I don't know, stimulation of the nervous system than you would if you just touched your genitals. But there are a lot of nerve endings in your genitals, so that's cool too. But there's also erogenous zones all over your body. So anyway, I would say buy the butt plug. You certainly can't return it. But I mean, I've had butt plugs before. I even got a free butt plug when I bought like some other thing, and they don't have to be expensive. And I'll say that if you haven't had a butt plug before, so if anyone doesn't know what a butt plug is, you have um, like a skinnier part usually. There's different ones. It could be like a pacifier where it's just a bulb and you push it in, but there's some kind of like arms on it that are like a T shape that run perpendicular to your anus. And so you can put the bulb in, but it won't go in to where you can't get it out because the little arms keep it from going all the way in. And the arms will run inside of your butt crack usually. And they kind of wrap around. So like you could literally put a butt plug in and wear it to work, and you're the only one that would know you had it in. Obviously, there's other ones with like squirrel tails on them and raccoon tails, and like you know, butt plugs where a person would know you were wearing it if you had your little tail hanging out, and that's for the purpose of playing, like role playing or acting like you're a furry or a dog or whatever the fuck. Raccoon sex. So, oh my god, do you guys know that they have little raccoon cake pops at Starbucks? Speaking of which, I'm gonna put one of those inside myself. All right. But I have two different butt plugs, and one is like really little, and there's like a long skinny part. That's where you first would put it in, and then there's a little bulb, and then there's the T arms, and so you can kind of introduce it, and then put the bulby part in, and on the other side of the bulb, obviously it gets skinny again, and then there's the T arms, so like it stays in. That one, if I'm in high states of arousal, will actually pop itself out because my asshole will start to like open and like kind of dilate, and then it poops itself out, and it feels really good, but it's kind of annoying if you have to keep putting it in. The nice thing about a good butt plug is that as you're like masturbating or as you're getting aroused or whatever, your asshole will start to dilate, and it'll like almost like move the butt plug in and out of your body, and you can feel it doing that, and it feels really good. If the bulb is smaller than your dilated asshole, however, you will poop it out, and you'll have to put it back in. So I usually will start with a little one, and then when I poop it out, I'll get a bigger one. I'd recommend like starting small, and then when you get used to that small one, then go to a bigger one, and maybe have eventually in your collection, if you really like butt plugs, get like maybe like 3 or 4 different sizes. And obviously, like you can stop before you get like an entire fist in your ass, but like, I mean, unless you want. But I will say, if you get used to having a fist in your ass, like a tiny little butt plug is not going to do shit. So yeah, I'm definitely not into going beyond the point of return where like I can't make my asshole small again. I want a little tiny, cute little rosebud. That's what I want. Oh my god, I took a poop the other day and I told my niece all about this. It was so funny. Um, I was like, my poop was so hard that I stopped in the middle of it. Like it wasn't even halfway out. It was like semi out. Oh, trigger warning. I'm talking about poop. It like started coming out, but it felt like it was too wide for my asshole. Like my asshole wasn't dilated enough, and the poop was so hard that it wouldn't like smoosh to like come out in a smaller, like a thinner stream of poop. It was hard, hard, hard. I have no idea why, because I don't ever have like poops this hard, but it was like pooping out like a bunch of acorns or something, and it felt like it was like gonna tear my little rosebud, and so I stopped in the middle of it, and I didn't know if I should just like bite the bullet and push and like get it out, because I knew that would end up like with my little butthole bleeding or something. I was like, oh no. And I've had I was telling my niece about this, and I was telling her how it felt like I had a rough night afterwards, and she was like, oh my god, do you have like a little hemorrhoid? And I was just like, my niece and I, everything we say is like abbreviated because we're fucking so stupid. So I said I had a little hemi, and I was like, I mean, she's like, oh my god, you had a little hemi, and I was like, well, it was like a semi hemi, because it's like not very big, but it like comes back like every once in a while. Like if I have like a rough night or a rough stool or whatever, it's just like, oh, my little hemi. Um, Anyway, it's so funny. I think semi hemi is the funniest thing I've ever heard. Um, but anyway, I was in the middle of this poop and I like didn't know what to do, and I literally had to get like some tissue paper and then like reach back and like try to like assist with like pulling it out of myself. It was insane. Um, and that's ultimately what I had to do to protect my rosebud from disaster, because I care more about my rosebud than a lot of things. It would seem, but at the same time I don't stop eating shit like fettuccine alfredo, which will definitely explode my ass. So yeah, I have a sickness. I buy too much porn when I'm horny, and I've paid for erotic massages when I'm in states of arousal that I couldn't afford, and I eat food I shouldn't eat, and I get really depressed thinking about a semi hemi that I have sometimes. That's me. That's who I am. That's why I need more therapy. What else? So I would say buy the butt plug. Money will always come back to you. They're not that expensive. Just live a little. All right. So then I was reading about this other person on Sex Toys, Sir Tigan86 says toys for a trans person. Hey all, I'm looking to finally venture into the world of toys, but I'm not sure where to start, seeing as I want to get more feminine toys despite biologically being a man. I want to get both a dildo and a vibrator purely cuz I don't know which I'd prefer at this stage. LOL. Any help would be nice. Um and then people said things. Some people sent some links, and I started looking into it. And I found a sex toy that I've never heard of before, and it's called a. Shit, did I not save that? Where'd it go? Oh, I have a bunch of things in my browser history here. Okay, so this is called. There's a bunch of these. It's called Raspberry Lust Remote Control Grinding Pad. All right. So and this thing's 140 fucking dollars. It's like, it looks like something you would use to pad your sitting bones, like in a yoga class or something. It's shaped like a peanut, and it's kind of like almost like an infinity sign. Like it's like shaped like a peanut. That's all I can think. But it's got two ribbed bumps, like the bottom side of a whale, um, and each bump is like on different sides of the peanut, right? And then on one side of the peanut, there's like little tiny little buttons. They look like little, I don't know what they are. They look like little buttons, and they must vibrate. I don't know if you can I click on this and see if it's yeah, they must vibrate. I don't think they're controls. I think they must vibrate, and you put your like sensitive parts on it. But apparently you're supposed to straddle this thing and just put your genitals on it, and it vibrates, and you can rub yourself on it. And for people, I guess, that have like, if they were assigned female at birth and they have those kinds of parts, more or less, it could be like something to vibrate and rub yourself on. I know guys, or for people with penises, that like to hump things and rub themselves on things. So that might feel good too. I'm not a big rubber or a big humper. I'll say I like if I touch myself through underwear, I like that, but I don't and maybe like at certain times in the morning, if you have like morning wood, I might hump my mattress a few times, but I'm not a big humper. And I think the biggest thing for me is I don't want to get anything wet on my bedding. Although I'm pretty sure I woke up 3 times in the middle of the night last night, having had drooled on all over the place. Like I've been like drooling. I've been like mouth breathing and like drooling in my sleep. It's really quite gross. Maybe my sinuses are being affected. So there's that one, Raspberry Lust remote control grinding pad. And then there is this other one, and it says, this is from peepshowtoys.com. It says Vibe Pad 2 with tongue, hands-free, humpable vibrator. I've never seen something that says it was humpable, so I didn't know how that was spelled. So this looks like similar to the other one, but it's more round, and there's two bumps, like almost like camel humps. Two humps, we'll call them, because bumps are smaller. And then it says that it's got a tongue. And so what happens is on one of the humps, there's like a little hole, and it almost looks like a face with a tiny mouth is coming through some like silicone sheet. And the little hole has a teeny tiny little tongue. And apparently when you turn it on, the little tongue goes so you can put that on your sensitive parts, and it will lick them. That says the Vibe Pad 2 has a moving tongue that flutters along with vibration, plus the second bump will stimulate around the vaginal opening and more. Vibe Pad includes 2 different motors, control each one's 7 vibration functions separately to taste. The included remote makes the speed changes easier. Okay. Wow, that's so cool. And let's see if people really like it. Oh, they sell silicone anal exercise kits. They have different ones. There's a kit of 3 different size anal exercise butt plugs for $30. There's also anal beads, which are like a string of silicone balls that are linked, and there's a little one and a bigger one and a bigger one and then a little one and a bigger one and a littler one, and then a ring that you can use to hold it. Someone is apparently putting those all inside of themselves. I would actually like that. It's only $17. I would like that. Can I order that? I don't know if I can get all those balls in me, but I'd like to try to get some. And then I'd like to try to like slowly pull them out. That would feel really good. All right. Let's see someone who's talked about the little tongue flicker. Glenn says, I sit on the flickering tongue with my star on it. Feels good going in my star, 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 star. I don't know why they couldn't say those words. Cool, Glenn, thanks. Someone said, best purchase I've made on this site so far. I don't really use the warming feature, but the other two are amazing together. The vibration is great and can be felt more broadly, which I like. The tongue can sometimes feel overwhelming, but once I get in the right position, it feels amazing. 10 out of 10. Well, that's pretty cool. Ultra real dildos. They still look fake. I'm just so sad that, like, I want a dildo that, like, actually mimics foreskin, and I don't know how they would do that. It's like, you can't mimic real life perfectly yet. And so I want to cry. I want to cry. And then I came across, and this might be the last thing. Let me make sure this is the last thing. I came across this other sex toy that I have never seen before. Oh, I also came across, two more things. I came across a humping pad that is tentacle themed. So it has, like, essentially the two humps, but then it has an end that's kind of pointy, and I'm assuming that vibrates. And the texture of the humps and the whole thing is like that of a octopus tentacle. There's a bunch of suckers, although I don't think they suck. It's all silicone, and then the bottom part is like looks like the sea floor with like a seahorse or a starfish and like a little bulby sea anemone and like lots of little textured bumps and ridges. I don't understand the whole tentacle fetish thing. I think it comes from the idea that there's like this old Japanese story or like art thing that has to do with like a woman having sex with an octopus. I know that sounds like something I made up, but I swear to God, I did not. Look up like Japanese woman octopus sex or something. Well, maybe don't do that. Maybe put in like Japanese story of woman and octopus. Like, I don't know. Go on to like a private browsing window and look it up. Just please. I just realized I could be using private browsing and I didn't know that. Too many times going to work and having like things pop up that are not appropriate for me to look at work. Oh my God, I just made a sticker. Oh my God. I just accidentally clicked on a picture of a glass dildo and made a sticker that I can text people. Oh my God. Technology is dangerous. Glass dildos are great. You guys should consider getting one. They are so wonderful. They get hot or they get warm from your body heat. And then as you're pulling them out of yourself, you feel that warmth on your genitals and your asshole or whatever. And it's just really nice. Plus, they're so easy to clean because they're glass. Okay. One more thing. And I don't even know how to describe this. And the image of this has it shooting water out, which I don't think it does. No, I'm going to have to Google this so I can read all about it. It's called Beijing G-Spot Vibrator. It says woman sex toy with 7 flapping ... Okay, hold on. Let's see. Let's go to Beijing. I Googled this. Is this it? Yeah. Beijing. Buyging. Beijing. The people were talking about how they just kept seeing this Beijing thing. Okay, let me describe this. It is like, it's almost like an L shape, or like the handle of an old umbrella where it like hooks around. So you'll see those a lot with things where either the long part goes into your asshole for people that want to do anal stuff, and then the other part that hooks around will stimulate like your balls or your taint or your, whatever's around the front. Like there's things that where you can have it stimulate your asshole and your vagina if you've got both of those. This thing is intended to go in your vagina. Okay, so the long part goes in your vagina, and the end of the long part looks like the head of a dick, and it vibrates, and it kind of goes up and down vibrating motion, or like a circular vibrating motion. Maybe it changes, I don't know. And then in the shaft of this penis thing, there is this slot. And there is, I don't know if it's more than one or just one, like little flicky thing that goes up and down, and it comes out the top of the slot and down out the bottom of the slot, and it goes really fast up and down. So it must be like the end is stimulating deep in the vagina. This thing is stimulating like your labia and your walls of your vagina, and then around the hook of what would be like an umbrella hook, right? That this thing is supposed to be like your clit stimulator. And I kid you not, it looks like a little mouth with like a little sniffy nose and a mouth and a flicky tongue that looks like a tongue. And it's supposed to munch. They say it's supposed to munch on your clit. The picture is so good. I can't I can't explain it as good as it is. The picture moves. Oh yeah, so it's showing me dual power experience, munchy clit, flappy slot coin thing for the inside of your walls, and then vibrating cockhead for like the deep inside your vaginal canal or whatever. Um, okay, let's see if there's different colors. There's this thing. Oh, it comes with lube. The lube looks like it's shooting water out too. I think you're supposed to provide your own shooting water. Okay, there's a video of what it's doing to like a silicone breast implant. Okay, this thing is crazy. It's waterproof. They put it in a pool of water and let it just move around by itself. Apparently you can control it with your Apple Watch. All right, that's exciting. This thing looks fun. I'm upset I don't have all the parts that you would need. So it says, this thrusting vibrator configures with the 2024 newly developed supermotor. The tongue toy for women combines three functions of flapping or slapping, tongue licking, and vibrating in one female sex toy, allowing the 3 points of A, C, and G to burst into a comfortable experience at the same time with the vibrator for women, vibrator with a brand new experience that can't be compared to any blah, blah, blah. 5 licking modes, tongue toy for women, dildos, lip and tongue is one of the biggest highlights of this woman's sex toy. It is different from other sex toys, I'd say. Simply tongue licking, but more intimate. They wrote imitate, but they meant intimate. The real lips, licking, biting, sucking of the woman's sex toys have multiple feelings. This was written by somebody who doesn't speak English as their first language. 7 flapping and 7 vibrating vibrator. So there's 5 licking modes, 7 flapping modes, and a magnetic charger cord. Oh my god. Someone whose name has been redacted from Canada says this may sound silly, but the hook portion on this whatever, hit me with your best shot, fire away. Oh. Wait, what? This may sound silly, but the hook portion on the song "Hit Me with Your Best Shot, Fire Away" is all I can think of when playing with this toy. It's shot hots, I think they meant hits, in the best ways and really makes this girl fire away in the greatest way. This woman is a terrible writer. The material is amazing, excellent quality. The different settings range from soft and sweet to total hardcore party. The party life lasts quite well. I've had several good rounds with it before I noticed it needed a boost. The design of the toy is pretty in color and the size is perfect. What do you mean you needed a boost? You needed to get a different toy, or you had to like hook it up to a more powerful source of electricity? I don't know. Other people really like it. There's a lot of 5-star ratings, and I just think like there's all these toys now that have all these things, and it's almost like, well, a human man can't do all that. Or a human woman, even. So, I guess they could if they use their mouth and their fingers and toys or, you know, penises or whatever. I guess you could do all those things. But it would be exhausting. It would be exhausting. Anyway, as I yawn into the microphone, thank you guys so much for listening. This is just a little quickie-sode, and I have some exciting things planned for future weeks. So please listen next week and every week after that for the rest of your life, because I will never stop recording this podcast. Don't quote me on that. And anyway, I hope you guys are filling your holes with maybe sex toys or like things on Amazon that look like sex toys that can fit inside of you, provided you don't hurt yourself. Please be careful. Don't be like me. Don't use the handle of a plunger when you were on vacation at your stepmom's house. Please don't do that. I could have really gotten hurt. I could have impaled myself, and then I would have had to have gone to the doctor and been like, I'm dying because I impaled myself with a plunger. Bye!